Is it done or about to be? Because what I'm hearing out of El Segundo tonight is the kind of quiet noise that turns a season on its head. Two-way wing built for playoff basketball. The exact protector LeBron needs and the exact release valve Luka lives on. Moving into purple and gold if the last pieces fall where they should. This isn't clickbait. This is the room temperature going up by the hour. The type of mood that makes other teams pause their own plans just to see if the Lakers really pulled it off. And if you don't want to miss a minute of what happens next, make sure you're subscribed right now and tap the bell. Because this channel is the place where we explain what the deal means in plain English, how it helps in April and May, and why it matters to you tomorrow morning at the coffee shop. Okay, deep breath. Here's where we are and why it matters for fans who've seen a lot of smoke over the years and know how to spot a real fire. The feeling around the team is simple. LeBron still controls the tempo like a maestro. Luka is the new engine with that patient rhythm that breaks defenses without breaking a sweat. Marcus Smart is the mouth and the hands of a defense that finally has teeth again. And DeAndre Ayton gives you a big body who can protect the rim and eat space. But every older Lakers fan knows there's one more thing that takes you from dangerous to built for 7 games. A long, switchable wing who takes the heavy assignments night after night so your stars can breathe. A guy who doesn't need 20 shots to change the story. Who lives in the gaps and wins the possessions you only notice when they're gone. That's the profile of the table. And it's why this talk is different from the usual summer buzz. The framework everyone's whispering about is a classic NBA chess match. Miami holding firm, the Lakers pushing responsibly, nothing reckless. No mortgaging the future for a headline, but aggressive enough to say to the locker room, we're serious about right now. There are names in the conversation, Rui Hachimura comes up, a young piece or two comes up. A pick with protections is in the air, because that's what these deals cost. And you don't get grown man defense for pennies. The key is not to overpay, and Rob Pelinka knows it. He's playing this like a surgeon, not a gambler. Because he already checked 2 big boxes with Smart's toughness and Ayton's size, and the last box should be the right fit, not just a famous name. For anyone 50-plus who just wants straight talk, the Lakers need a wing stopper, so LeBron doesn't have to chase 25-year-olds for 38 minutes in January, and so Luka doesn't burn energy on defense that you want him spending in the fourth quarter orchestrating the offense. It's like building a house. LeBron is the foundation. Luka is the electricity. Smart is the locks on the doors. Ayton is the walls. And this defender will be the roof that keeps the rain out. You might not talk about the roof every day, but when a storm comes, you know if it's there or not. Now, why now? Because windows are real. You don't measure LeBron's time in years anymore. You measure it in springs, and every spring where he isn't running on fumes is a spring where you have a real shot. Luka, for his part, looks lighter, sharper. More direct, he's playing the game at a speed that lets the other 4 breathe. And the more clean looks you give him, the more efficient everyone else gets. Try this simple picture. With a real wing defender joining Smart on the perimeter, your guards can press without fear. Ayton can sit 1 step deeper instead of lunging. And the closeouts get shorter for Reeves and the shooters. The whole floor tilts your way, 1 small step at a time. People ask about the price, and that's fair. Nobody wants to repeat the mistakes of past years when contracts got heavy and flexibility disappeared. But the beauty here is the cap sheet is healthier than it's been. Luka's deal is your anchor and worth every penny. LeBron's presence still pays basketball and business dividends, and the supporting pieces are on numbers that make sense. The line I draw is clear. 1 real pick, 1 rotation guy, salary matching, done. 2 prime picks and a core starter. Pass. The idea is to add the roof, not rebuild the kitchen you just fixed. Tactically, this is the simplest upgrade to understand and the hardest for opponents to solve. Think of the playoff matchups we all know by heart. Big wings who bully smaller defenders. Scorers who love to rise up from 15 feet when the game slows. If you can throw Smart at guards and this new wing at the best forward, LeBron can take the Smart angles and clean up. Ayton stays home to protect the rim. And Luka saves his legs for those half-court possessions where you win or lose a series. That's not theory. That's the kind of boring, grown-up basketball that wins in May. And yes, I hear the other side. He's been inconsistent. He's had up and down stretches. He's not the same guy every night. True, but the Lakers aren't asking him to carry the offense. They're asking him to narrow his job. In Los Angeles, the role will be crystal clear: defend the star wing. Run, cut, hit open threes, rebound your spot, move your feet, and be proud of a 14-point, 7-board night that killed runs. If you've watched championship teams, you recognize that stat line like you recognize your favorite chair. It's not glamorous, but it's what you sit in when it's time to watch the big show. There's also the locker room piece, and that matters more in this town than people admit. Adding a player like this tells veterans their efforts are being matched and tells young guys exactly where the bar is. Leadership becomes lighter when the pieces fit, and you don't need LeBron to talk as much when the lineups make sense on their own. Luka's voice grows because his reads are rewarded when he kicks to the corner, and it's a defender who can also shoot 37% on catch and shoot. The possession doesn't die. Smart's leadership lands better when the wing next to him is hunting deflections too. Ayton's job is easier when the ball goes where it's supposed to, because hands are in passing lanes. One more point for fans who remember the Showtime days and the tough 90s and the bubble run defense travels. A good shooting night feels great, but a good defense night cashes wins even when your shots don't fall. Add a wing who takes pride in keeping a great scorer to just okay, and your offense suddenly doesn't need to be perfect. That's the margin older fans talk about when they say, "We controlled the game, even if the scoreboard didn't look like a blowout." Now, I won't pretend there aren't risks. If the player arrives and the head isn't right, or the body needs more time, you've given up assets for a maybe. That's why the medicals, the conversations, the role clarity are all happening behind closed doors right now. But if the reports are accurate, good shape, clean enough medicals, desire for a fresh start, then Los Angeles is one of the best places in the league to be a role star. The job is clear. The platform is huge, and the pressure, while real, is structured by veterans who've carried it for a decade. LeBron's not just a teammate. He's a pace setter for how to be a pro at 40. Luka's not just a scorer. He's a conductor who simplifies your reads. Smart's not just a defender. He's a culture piece who keeps you honest. That's a healthy triangle to walk into. Let's talk rotation, because I know that's where your brain goes next. On most nights, you can run with Luka, Smart, the new wing, LeBron, Ayton to start. Reeves is your sixth man who can close when you need more offense. You shape the second unit around Reeves' plus size and shooting, and you sprinkle in the rookie legs to keep the pace up. When teams go small, you slide LeBron to the 5 for those 5-minute bursts that have broken games for years, with the new wing staying on the floor to guard the best forward. When teams go big, Ayton eats the heavy minutes, and your wing keeps you from getting crushed on the glass by tagging and rotating. What changes most, honestly, is how calm you can be in the last 4 minutes. You're not hunting for a stop. You're planning to stop. For those worried about chemistry, the Lakers actually have clearer roles than they've had in a while. Luka's usage is steady, but smart. LeBron picks his spots. Smart handles the ugly possessions no one wants. Ayton does the dirty work, and the wing in question knows exactly why he's here. I've seen enough seasons to know that clarity is the secret sauce players accept nights with fewer shots when their job is practical and praised. Darvin Ham, or whoever is drawing it up, doesn't need 50 new plays. He needs the team to execute the 15 that work. And the best way to execute is to give people jobs they can do on autopilot when the heart rate goes up. You also have to look at the West with honest eyes. There are long bodies everywhere. Denver's size, Minnesota's waves, OKC's length, the Clippers' punch. If you're a little light on the wing, you end up asking LeBron to cover ground you'd rather save. If you're heavier there, you break their rhythm. You make them play a second kind of game where they have to think more and react less. Fans who live through the battles with peak, Spurs and Warriors know exactly what I'm talking about, the possession by possession grind where one deflection turns into a run. And that run turns into a flight booking for the other team. And yes, the city senses it. I don't need to tell you how the air changes when the Lakers act with purpose. You hear it at the gas station. You hear it in the grocery line. You hear it on the radio, older fans saying, "Okay, now that looks like Lakers basketball." Because Lakers basketball has always been star power plus the right grown-up defenders around them. This deal, if it lands, is a step right back onto that old road. Money-wise, the timing is favorable. You've got Luka in his prime years, LeBron still able to tilt a series, and your contract spaced out so you can keep the group together without handcuffs. That matters for fans who hate the idea of renting a player. This isn't a rental if the fit is right. It's a multi-spring plan. And if for some reason it doesn't land, the discipline shown in not overpaying keeps the door open for the next opportunity. Because there's always a next opportunity when you have real stars and a competent front office. I want to say something directly to the 50-plus crowd who has watched the game. Changing sometimes feels like the new math is less fun. This move isn't about spreadsheets. It's about common sense. Old rules still apply: guard the best guy, rebound, take good shots, move the ball, play for each other. The analytics just help underline what your eyes already know. Adding a wing who makes life harder for the other team's best scorer is as old school as it gets. And it lets the talent you already have shine a little brighter without carrying a little heavier. Now, if you've been with me this far, you've earned my straight opinion. I'm in as long as the price is firm and fair. Keep Rui if the ask climbs too high. Keep your flexibility for the deadline if someone tries to squeeze you. But if you can get this done for one real pick, a protected sweetener, and a rotation piece that you can cover with depth, you do it. I want LeBron fresher in May. I want Luka lifting without dragging. I want Smart empowered by another dog next to him. And I want Ayton doing what he does best with less traffic at the rim. That's a team older fans can believe in because it respects the basics and trusts the stars. If it falls apart, we live with it, because pushing responsibly is better than sitting on your hands. And the message to the locker room, the message to us, is that the front office isn't daydreaming, it's building. And if it lands, you'll feel it the first night you watch a big forward go 6 for 8 and look annoyed by the third quarter while LeBron and Luka close the show with clean legs. If you care about this kind of straight talk, please subscribe and share this with the Laker fan in your life who still tapes games or keeps score on a notepad. We built this channel to make sense of the noise for fans who've seen the highs and the lows and still show up. Now tell me what you'd do. Who would you include? Where would you draw the line? And how would you use the new guy on opening night? I'll be in the comments picking the smartest packages and the best closing lineups you send. And yes, I'll say it one more time so there's no confusion. If the price is right, I'd make the move. I'd welcome a defender who knows his job. And I bet on the old basketball truth that defense plus 2 geniuses is enough to scare anybody from Halloween to Memorial Day. Your turn, Lakers family. Do we finish this or wait for another storm?